Hello, friends. Today we're going to be talking about vertebrates and invertebrates. Lots of different animals. Now, we're not going to be talking about any animals that are specific, except to the type of animal that they are, and then you can choose the ones that you are specifically interested in to study further. So focus on vertebrates and invertebrates. What are they? So I am going to share my screen with you, and we are going to dig right into this PowerPoint and go from there. So let's give the computer a minute to open on the while we're waiting. Be sure that now that you have your science books at home, you're welcome to use them. You can go flip through there. You can even cut pictures out of them because that book is consumable, and use those pictures to glue into your book if you'd like. Same for any kind of magazines that you get permission to use. All right, so the cover of your PowerPoint today is just the title, Vertebrates and Invertebrates. And you're going to hear some people call these vertebrates and invertebrates. They're not going to say a long A on the vertebrates, but it's okay. It's either way is correct. All right, so the next slide here is the definition of vertebrates and invertebrates. So vertebrates have backbones and invertebrates do not. There is a video for each that I strongly encourage you to watch. It's just kind of some of the facts, confirming some things you think you know, and then after you watch the video, you certainly will. All right, so this page is a page out of one of our science books that shows some facts about birds. So I included it in the PowerPoint. Unfortunately, the PowerPoint shrunk the page and it cut the bottom part off, but there's information in this YouTube link here that will give you even more information on birds and things that are interesting that you'd like to know. Interestingly enough, you do not have to fly to be a bird. There are several types of birds that don't really fly. But most of them do. Be sure you put all of that information on page 22. When you have it in your book, it should look like this with the word birds at the top. It cut my picture off. So that you can have these 5 traits for birds. They are warm-blooded, hatch from eggs, breathe with lungs, have feathers, and beaks or bills. Now, my picture here is the beginning of a tree. I just haven't finished decorating it yet, and I don't want to show you my decorated page because some of you are kind of copying me, and I want you to use your own imagination. Like I said, you can cut pictures out of your science book or your social studies book, any book you have at home that is consumable. It can be used, and you don't have to worry. The next section is page 23, is about facts about mammals, the one we know most about because we are mammals. Learn some more details about your mammals. In your little book, it starts off looking like this. There are 6 facts. We went over those this morning. So that leaves you plenty of room to draw or glue pictures, however you want to do it. On page 24, it's going to be fish. There's your YouTube link. And I want you to know that you don't have to have, it says you have to have scales for fish. Some of them are very smooth, like a catfish. I don't know if you've ever touched a catfish, but they're very soft and smooth, and they don't feel scaly, but their scales are just really mild scales compared to other types of fish. So be sure that you recognize that they breathe through gills and they are cold-blooded. This is their favorite page. They love, love, love their reptiles. And if you have any questions about reptiles, you can certainly watch this YouTube, and you can certainly contact reptile expert. I know a few in Navarre, so if you ever need one, just let me know. I can hook you up. On your page in your book, I tried to make my word reptiles look like scales, because reptiles have scaly skin. They are cold-blooded. They they are all capable of swimming usually, and but some prefer to hang out in between, like your alligators, um, turtles, for example. But then there's others. Snakes. Some snakes never get in the water. Some lizards never get in the water. So it just depends. Some tortoises only drink water. So they are all hatched from eggs, and some of them are born alive. You'll find that your turtles hatch from eggs, and rattlesnakes are born alive. Don't forget to draw or color your 5 pictures of reptiles. That moves us on to the last page, which is page 26, all about amphibians. Here is your hot link for amphibians. These are the most unique because they have, in order to be an amphibian, you must lay jelly-like eggs with no shells. Of course, that's only the females. No shells. No shells. How risky is that? It seems like the eggs wouldn't survive, but of course they lay hundreds or thousands at a time. They have smooth, moist skin. They are born. Their gills actually change into lungs. So they either start off getting the oxygen from through gills, and then later they move to lungs. That is really fascinating that they change. It's part of their evolution. They are cold-blooded, and they do hatch from eggs. On this one, you only need 3 pictures because there's just not very many things. Of course, there are. You got your salamanders and your geckos, and of course, frogs and toads. So you can challenge yourself to have 4 or 5, but I'm only asking you to make sure that you get 3. Now, the last assignment is to, we've talked about plants and we've talked about animals. You should be able to complete the double T chart on how animals are the same and different than plants on this double T chart. So I would like for you to use complete sentences, meaning capitals and periods and complete thoughts on this comparison. Be sure that you pick something, when you choose an animal that's different from a plant, you choose something very strong, okay? A strong thing that's different, like having legs and being able to move. They both breathe, and that's important to note, that they both use oxygen or make oxygen, and they don't. They both are involved in this CO2 O2 cycle. So I think that's an important thing to mention on the double T comparison chart. All right, so that wraps up our PowerPoint for today. The next couple of PowerPoints, the next one will be about genetics and animals and things like that. We're going to be studying about how animals are formed. And so you might want to be, you need to be on the lookout for that next